Hey YouTube, this is Lily and you're watching Cooking with Lily. Today we are going to make spicy roasted chickpeas. That is right guys, who here has given up potato chips and Pringles and Cheez-Its and crackers and anything that crunches in your mouth? I know I have. These make a delicious and nutritious snack that crunches and gets that chip urge that you have when you just want to sit down and crunch on something and you're sick of eating grilled chicken and you're sick of having broccoli and Whole Foods and you just want something a little crunchy, something that feels like you're eating something bad when you shouldn't be. But this ain't bad, guys. This is delicious. So, let's get started. Let me tell you exactly what you're going to need. You're going to need non-stick cooking spray, olive oil. I guess you could use really any old kind of oil, but I do like olive oil for its health benefits and also for its taste. Chili powder, which if you aren't into spice, you can omit. You don't have to add this. You can actually flavor these however you want. If you want to add garlic or onion powder, or if you want to maybe put some dill in there, or some Mrs. Dash, which they have millions of flavors. But we're going to do a spicy one today because I do like a little spice. So we're going to use chili powder, and our star of the show, a 15.5 ounce can of chickpeas, which I've already taken the lid off. First thing, and you need a bowl, and you need a cookie sheet, and you need an oven. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drain the chickpeas because they store them in this gross kind of gelatinous liquid. I don't know anybody who doesn't drain these. So, get my colander, and just drop those into the sink. Rinse them off, because also you'll have all this extra sodium that you just don't need, that they just put into that water. So if you rinse them off, you'll kind of avoid that. Just want to toss them around, get nice and clean. Shake any excess water off so that it doesn't interfere with the olive oil that we're going to put in. Okay, and we're just going to put those into a bowl. Next thing we're going to do, and like I said, this is super easy. We're going to take some olive oil. 1 tablespoon. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I mean, I get it, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball it because I've done this so many times now. So just going to pour a little bit on. About a tablespoon. So as you can see, chili powder. Oh, I'm sorry, and we need salt, which I've got right here. But I use such a sparing amount of salt that I don't even think to mention it. So let's just start with the salt. So you're going to add a half of a teaspoon. Like I said, I eyeball it. I'm going to stir it up a little, and I'm going to add some more salt so that all the salt doesn't just get stuck on one side. So we already have the oil in there. And we're man overboard. I'll just throw those into the sink. You can already smell the olive oil and the salt. I just love that smell together. Here's a little more salt. And now we're going to add the chili powder. You're going to want to add about a half a teaspoon of this as well, which I'm going to, once again, eyeball. You can add more or less. Do it by sight. Do it by experience. If you find that the last time you made it, you thought it could have been spicier, you thought it was too spicy, just add it like that. Another man overboard. My God, by the time we're done, I'm so messy, there's going to be none. I'm going to add just a touch more. And we're basically done. I mean, the prep work is very exhausting, I'm sure. But we have made it. We are done. But you can't just eat these like this. You probably could, but uncooked chickpeas kind of gross. Cookie sheet time. Take your pan, or whatever kind of brand of non-stick cooking spray you have. So I'm going to add the chickpeas to the lightly greased pan now. I'm just going to spread those out. Nice thin layer of them on the cookie sheet. You don't want them overlapping or else they won't cook evenly. And a 15.5 ounce can is going to have so many chickpeas that they're not going to all fit on one pan. So you can just kind of roll them around. And now we're going to put them in the oven at 450. And in 15 minutes we're going to pull them out, shake them up, kind of get them turned over, and we're going to put them back in for another 15. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is what they look like on the cookie sheet. See, we have a thin layer of them. Now we're going to put these into the oven at 450. Just put them on the middle rack so they cook evenly. And we're going to let those sit for 15 minutes. So we have about 4 minutes left on the first 15 that we put them in the oven for. And I just wanted you to hear this. You can hear them sizzling and cooking. Oh wow, it fogged up my camera. You hear them? I wish you could smell them right now because they smell great. So 4 more minutes, we're going to pull them out and shake them up and put them in for another 15. Okay, so our timer is going off. It is time to pull these bad boys out of the oven and give them a little shake. As you can see, here they are. Let me just shut that off. Shake them up. Shake them up real good. Make sure that they all have rolled around on that pan. And now we're going to put them right back in the oven. You can already tell they're starting to get crispy. But these last 15 minutes, that's when they're really going to get crispy. So we're just going to close that and put it in. I just have to turn this back on because I accidentally shut that off. 450. We're going to do it for another 15 minutes. And I like to set my timer because I get sidetracked. And I don't want to get sidetracked and let these burn. And you definitely don't want to let them burn. You want to maybe keep a lookout. Okay, so I just checked on these at the 10-minute mark, and it looks like they are done. So it's a good thing that we did check them a little early. So note to self, you don't need that extra 15 minutes. You only need 10. So I'm just going to take these out of the oven now, and we're going to transfer them to a serving bowl. So stay tuned, and we're going to try them. Okay, and here's what they look like in a bowl. This is a very small bowl, so don't put them in a huge bowl and then be like, oh my god, where are all the chickpeas? She made so many. Yeah, it's just a really small bowl. It doesn't make that many because they do cook down a little because you lose the moisture in them. But, you know, they make a perfect snack. I mean, you're not going to eat very many of them because they're very filling. There's still a lot of fiber and protein in chickpeas, and you don't lose that once you cook them. So that is what they are. Let's give them a try. You can hear that crunch. And they're perfect. A little bit of spice to them. Perfectly salted, perfectly seasoned. These are cooked a little bit longer than I would have liked, I think. You know, you can see there's a couple little pieces that are a little bit burnt. You know, you can just discard those ones because they're not going to taste as good. So really, practice what I preach. Don't walk away from the oven. Pay attention and let them cook until they're golden and crunchy. And, you know, pull one out and try it. As you can hear, I'm still crunching them because they're so good. Anyways, guys, stay tuned next week when I cook kale chips. That'll be a fun one, and we will watch the oven at that point and make sure that those don't burn. Anyways, thanks for watching. Try my recipe. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, suggest me to your friends, subscribe if you haven't, and make sure to catch my update videos too for my post-op surgery, because I'm more than just a fancy chef. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.